Guys, welcome back to part 13 of our Subaru Car Modeling Techniques Revisited Guide. Today we've got seatbelts. As you can see here, I've got a lovely set of photo etch pre-coloured Eduard seatbelts. They are 6-point harnesses, so perfect for a rally race car. Now, there are many different types out there, and I've used all sorts. PE ones with ribbon. We sell some Zoomer ones over at ProScale, which are very cheap and very good quality as well. I have a whole host of these in my stash now. And I'd avoided these previously, and somebody had recommended them to me years ago, and I dismissed it like, no, I don't like them. And then one day I just tried them, absolutely love them, and I continue to use them for this day. So they are pre-coloured photo etch. So they need cutting out, bend into shape, job done. The manufacturer logos, these are Seatbelts, I think, already pre-printed. The buckles are pre-coloured, everything. So it's a case of cutting them out. We've got my Zoron PE shears here, which are excellent for cutting out photo etch, and the instructions on the bench. Now, I'm not following the instructions exactly to the letter in my own typical manner. I'm doing it my own way. So we're following the instructions about 80% roughly. So cutting off all the parts required for the major steps, and I'm going to try and go through as clear and concise and explain this as good as I can. It's quite difficult to show on camera because they're small fiddly parts. So we cut out the photo etch off the fret, and then we're trimming up the excess fret pieces with the Zorons. You can use a file if you want, but I tend to just like to cut these rather than file them because I don't want to lose the painted edge. So just get them all nice and cleaned up. Once we're happy, we can refer to the instructions. Now, I've got these flat nose pliers that are from Expo Tools. You can get these on eBay, dirt cheap. And we just folded one edge 90 degrees. And then following the instructions, we're going to assemble it as it says. So we fold it through using the tweezers, fold it back on itself, squeeze it together. The edges of this part have been folded over as well, so they're 90 degrees. And then we get the next part and follow the instructions again. This needs folding back on itself. And then again, we just open up a touch with the tweezers like so. And then this slots through this way. It's very hard to explain, so you're going to have to probably watch this a couple of times. Goes through the center of the bit we put the first one through, and the shorter folded over piece goes through the front of the other hole. And then we fold it down over itself, and that incorporates the pull on the belt where you shorten or lengthen it. So obviously you've got 4 of those to do, 2 for each side. And I've got the little buckles as well, pre-painted, so there's no mucking around. So get them cut off, get a hold of them. They're very easy to lose as well, so be very careful there. I've got an eyelash on the bench there as well. And then just trim up the edge. Find the correct side you need it. Make sure it's orientated the right way as instructions say. A little bit blurry there, apologies. My camera does not like being zoomed in. It has trouble focusing. And then fold over the edge as per the instructions. And there we go. There's one of the main parts of the belt done. So repeat that for all 4, literally as said here. And then we've got the actual lap belts themselves as well. So again, we've got this little connection piece here, slot it through and back on itself. The instructions explain how to do it. Once you've done a couple of these, it becomes so much more self-explanatory. It's a lot easier. So basically, you've got 2 over shoulder parts, they're identical, and 2 lap parts, which are identical, bar the buckle itself. And then you've got your crotch, the 5th and 6-point harness parts, which are basically just a folded over bit. But this is it. It's fairly simple to do. It's just a case of cleaning up with your shears or your cutters, fold it over as per the instructions. These flat nose pliers from Expo are superb for doing this. And it's just a case of following the instructions, assemble it as you go. They look really daunting. They are actually really easy to do, and by far easier than the old way I used to do it with the Studio 27 set and some ribbon, because the ribbon is an absolute pig to cut through to stop the edges fraying. So this is a very effective way of doing it. They're not the easiest sets to find, these. That's why I have so many, because I found them and bought them as and when I can. They're about £6-7 a set, so they're almost double the cost of the Zoom-on sets. I think the Zoom-on sets look better in a non-racing scenario. These look better in a racing scenario. So with them assembled, as per the instructions, we're going to use some double-sided tape. I've got some Fiskars upholstery, no they're not, embroidery scissors, which are fantastic for cutting ribbon, fabric, double-sided tape, superb scissors. So the tape on where required on the seat, peel off the backing, which is a job in itself, and then we're going to feed it through our seats we did in the last video. What we want to do is that Seatbelt shoulder pad will probably be just about at the top where it goes through the seat. So fold the back down, get it all straightened up where you want it, get it in position, and then push it down for the double-sided tape to grab. And then make sure your bottom part is hanging where you want it, and then push the back through. Be careful not to scrape the PE paint. And then pull them through and angle them, and there you go, there's the top pieces through. We'll just straighten up that side a little bit. And you've got to admit, they do look absolutely fantastic. They are beautiful. If I can get these in stock at Pro Scale, I think I will. I think they're a very useful aid. Like I said, I think these are better for motorsport. I think the Zoom one are better for a road going application because, yeah, I think they look better for that way. Now, the holes we cut out before in the seats, we're going to pop the lap belts through. So there you go through. They've got all the harness fixtures on there as well. And again, we've got some double-sided tape to go on the back. And we'll just position them where we want them. And because they're photo etched, they will conform around all the different shapes as required. Nice and simple. There we go. Getting the backing paper off. It can be a bit of a... If you remember the old TV series in the UK called The Krypton Factor, I think this could have been a task on there, getting this backing paper off. It is a bit of a pig. It's a fine line between keeping the tape on the part and getting the backing paper off. And it doesn't always play ball. So again, pull it out roughly where you want it. And then position it on the seat. Stick it down with the tape and then fold the edge over. It sounds really complicated. Trust me, once you've done this once or twice, it becomes so easy. It's definitely a step I've overthought in the past, and I know others do as well. The worst part of this is knowing you've got to do two sets. If it's a single seat car, brilliant. When it's a double seat car, like a rally car, you got to do two of each, and it does get a bit mind-numbingly boring. But for me, these are well worth the effort because they just look absolutely fantastic. They really do. So double-sided tape you can get on eBay, Amazon. It's 1mm wide. We've got our tweezers from us. We've got the Fiskars scissors. We sell scissors. We've got the decal scissors from Tamiya. They work just as well on paper. So go to Pro Scale. We've got everything you need over there. But just take your time. Keep following those instructions. And like I say, once you've done a set or two, it becomes so easy. You won't need the instructions really. And you won't be daunted by doing these. Now they're available in different colours. I've got blue, black and red. I can't remember if I've got yellow. I might have somewhere. And they do come in 6 and 4-point harnesses as well if you don't want the crotch belts. I'm going to call them crotch belts. I don't know what they're called. So yeah, nice and simple. And most importantly, they just look really good. Like I said, I dismissed these for a long time, thinking, no, the photo etch. I think what put me off is the aircraft ones. I'm not a fan of the Eduard aircraft ones. I've had the paint chip off those in the past, which looks awful. These ones, for some reason, seem a lot more forgiving. You can give them a bit of stick and the paint doesn't come off. And you've got to admit, they do look good. They do look really, really good. So with the over shoulder and the lap belts done, we can do the crotch one now. So this is a single piece folded back on itself with a mounting point in the middle. And then we're just going to put 2 small sections of double-sided tape over the top and peel the back off. And then we're just going to position it over the front of the seat. I think technically there'd be a hole in the seat, but we haven't got a hole in the seat. So they're going over the front. So literally place it in place, and fold the edge over like so. Oh, we've got a little bit of a part we forgot to pop on here. So here we go. This is the little buckle bit that needs to sit in there like so. There we go. We just get that all nice and straight where we want it. There we go. And then we can get our backing paper off our double-sided tape and get this stuck in position. So Because we've got no hole, I just kind of guess where it goes and just like pop it on in place, roughly where I think it would go, and I'll just fold it over the front of the seat. We can trim up on the excess with our Zoron shears, because we don't want it dangling down the bottom too much. And I like to tuck it just under the seat, is my preferred way of doing it. So a little bit of extra tape for the bottom as well. Like I said, this double-sided tape is very good. You can also use this for putting in place the windows on Alpha model kits. You can get that in black as well, which is what they use on mobile phones. It's very useful. So things like this are well worth having in the arsenal, the weapon stash, I suppose it is, for doing jobs like this, because you never know when you're going to need it, and it is a useful thing to have. So peel the backing paper off, and we can glue, well, we can stick down the front edge there, and we can trim off any excess photo etch with our shears. Like I say, getting the backing paper off is a job unto itself, because it'll either come off or it'll take the tape off the part again. And it does get a little bit frustrating. Just take your time, and you'll be just fine. And there we go. There's our seatbelt stuff. Like I say, not necessarily the correct way. It's my way of doing it. If you want to follow the instructions to the letter, you can. But I think they look alright. They don't look bad at all. Like I say, we just trim off the excess we don't require. And that'll be tucked under the seat and hidden away. And there we go. How good do they look? Well worth the effort. I think they look brilliant. So there we go. This seatbelt's done. So we'll be back for the next part very soon. Thanks, as always, for watching. If you want to get access to these videos, you can with Patreon. There's links down below for everything else. And as usual, thanks to my current patrons whose names are flashing up on screen right now. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.